Hi, this is Sheila Clover English from Circle of Seven Productions, and I'm here to tell you 10 things you didn't know about the Before the Dark series. I have my little list here so that I can read them off. The first one is that the majority of the scenes shot with John Wells, who plays Vladimir, were all shot in a single day, probably around 10 or 12 hours. So he was working really hard. He did come back for about 2 hours for what they call a pickup scene, which was a scene that needed a little extra something to go with it. But other than that, everything he did in that first day. Number 2. There's a special intro that I'm sure you probably are familiar with if you've been watching the episodes. So the intro for the Before the Dark episodes, it plays in the very beginning of the video. The very first episode and the very last episode have a different intro. Number 3. In episode 11, where Hemming and Catalina realize that they have to part and that Hemming has to run away with their daughter, there was actually no kissing scene in that script. The actors improvised that because they felt the characters were so in love and this was so tragic that there would be no way they could have that conversation and get ready to part ways without a kiss. And of course, if you watched that episode, you know it was very heartwarming and ended up making the scene much better. But yeah, there was never actually a kiss scripted in that. Originally, the script only had a voiceover monologue for Vladimir those first couple of episodes. But the monologues ended up being so popular with the viewers that we contacted Sarah, who plays Catalina, Amanda, who plays Samantha, and Nate, who plays Roman, and asked them if they would come back and do some monologues so that we could add those to the episodes. Number 5. The cat that you see in Yana's house actually belongs to the people who own the property where we shot. We actually shot, all of that was shot in a barn that we renovated, and the cat actually lived in that room where Yana's room was shot, and lucky for us, the cat allowed us to go ahead and use the room, but did insist on a close-up, so we did do that for the cat. Number 6. The most difficult part of editing was the sound, and some of you probably already know that we kind of struggled with that. There was a problem with the sound files for the majority of the show, and we couldn't go back to fix it all, so we hired a specialist to try and fix a lot of the sound. Some of it had to be cut, and we did have some of it done as voiceover. Number 7. We had one whole scene and several voiceovers that were they're called pickups, so it was after the fact, where it had to be shot or revoiced and was done on an iPhone. So we shot some of it actually on an iPhone and did some of the voiceover via iPhone. Number 8. Vladimir's journal was never meant to be in the show. We needed the actor to have something to hold, and we tried several things. Then we gave him a journal to hold, and it became such a topic of conversation we ended up building it into the story after the fact. Number 9, the original hairstyle given to Hemming in his first episode didn't work for the director, aka me, and so I had them actually change his hairstyle for all of the subsequent episodes. Nobody ever mentioned seeing that, but if you go back, you'll see it's a pretty big change. And number 10, I think this is probably the biggest one, episode 12, where Vladimir, Roman, and Hemming go to Yana's to find that she is missing and probably dead. There was never a time in which John Wells and Kevin Cross were in a room together. They were never in that room at the same time. Kevin and Nate shot the majority of that scene nearly 2 months before John came back with Nate, and they shot the rest of the scene. So when you're watching it, it looks like the 3 men are in there together, but at no time were all 3 men in that room together. So that's 10 things that you probably didn't know about Before the Dark. I'm Sheila English, and I hope you enjoyed the webisodes.